My friends, in a world that celebrates instant success, easy wealth, and quick fame, the idea of marrying rich has become a dream for many. But let me tell you a greater truth. You don't need to marry rich. You can get rich together. Because what God blesses most is not a shortcut to comfort, but the unity, faith, and perseverance of two people who build their dreams side by side. Friends, true wealth is built, not bought. Money can buy luxury, but it cannot buy loyalty. It can fill your house, but it cannot fill your heart. When you marry someone for what they have, you attach yourself to temporary things. But when you build with someone for what you both can become, you attach yourself to eternal values, faith, love, trust, and shared vision. A wealthy marriage is not one that starts with gold, it's one that starts with God. The Bible says in Proverbs 24:3-4, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasure. Notice it doesn't say by money a house is built, it says by wisdom. So don't look for someone who already has everything. Look for someone who's ready to build everything with you. That's where the true blessing lies. Build together through faith and sacrifice. Every strong relationship goes through a season of sowing before reaping. Just as a farmer plants seeds and waits patiently for the harvest, couples must plant seeds of faith, hard work, and vision together. When you start small with faith as your foundation, God multiplies your efforts. You learn to celebrate every little victory, to encourage each other through tough times, and to trust that what you're building has eternal value. Think of couples who started with nothing but a dream. No wealth, no comfort, just love, prayer, and determination. Over time, through discipline and divine favor, they built businesses, homes, and families that stand strong today. That's the power of partnership with purpose. When you build together, you're not just creating wealth, you're creating legacy. You're teaching your children that success is not given, it's grown. 3. A couple that prays together stays together. You can't build anything lasting without God at the center. When you both pray together, you stay humble in success and hopeful in struggle. You begin to see money not as a goal, but as a tool, a way to serve others, bless your family, and glorify God. Even the strongest couples face storms. But if your faith is your foundation, no storm can destroy what you've built. The Bible reminds us in Matthew 7:24, the wise man built his house upon the rock. That rock is Christ. Build your relationship, your business, your dreams, and your legacy on Him, and you will not fall. 4. The power of growing rich together. When you grow rich together, your story becomes powerful. You remember the nights of planning when there was little to spend, the sacrifices that no one else saw, the prayers whispered in faith, and then one day, you see the fruit of it all. That's not just wealth, that's victory. That's grace. That's what makes love unbreakable, because it's not about what you received, it's about what you built, hand in hand through faith and perseverance. Conclusion, build love, build legacy, build wealth together. So don't marry for money, marry for mission. Don't look for someone who already has it. Look for someone who believes that with God, you both can create it. True richness isn't measured in cars, houses, or bank accounts. It's measured in unity, love. It's in the laughter after hardship, the joy after struggle, the success after sacrifice. When two people decide to trust God and build together, nothing can stop them. Because wealth built on faith, love, and perseverance will never fade. It will grow and bless generations to come. So today I say this with conviction. Don't marry rich, get rich together. Build your empire, your faith, your family, and your future together. Because when love and purpose walk hand in hand, God Himself becomes the foundation that no storm can shake. True wealth is built together, not inherited. In a world that often glorifies quick success and instant comfort, it's easy to believe that marrying someone who already has it all is the safest path to happiness. But true wealth, lasting, meaningful, and fulfilling wealth, is not something you inherit from someone else. It's something you build together. Because when two people join hands with shared faith, vision, and purpose, they create something that no amount of money can buy: legacy. True wealth is not about how much money you start with. It's about the mindset, unity, and determination you carry together. It's built in the quiet moments, when you're both dreaming big in a small room, when you're making sacrifices no one else sees, when you're choosing faith over fear. That's where real success begins, not in luxury, but in labor. Not in comfort, but in commitment. Money can buy you things, but it cannot buy you teamwork. It cannot buy the trust that's built when you walk through challenges side by side. When you and your partner learn to build wealth together, you create something far more valuable than riches. You build resilience, because you both know how to fight for your dreams, how to overcome storms, and how to rise stronger every time life tests you. The Bible says in Proverbs 10:22, "The blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow with it." This reminds us that real wealth doesn't come from man, it comes from God's favor, from his blessing over your unity and hard work. A marriage that seeks God first, works with purpose, and builds with integrity will always prosper in ways money alone never could. Think about it: when you build with someone, you build more than assets. You build understanding. You learn how to communicate, how to encourage one another, and how to grow in grace. You become partners in purpose, not just in lifestyle. You learn to depend not on what you have, but on what you can create together. History is filled with couples who started with nothing: no wealth, no fame, no advantage, just faith, vision, and determination. They prayed together, worked hard, and stayed consistent. Over time, their commitment bore fruit, not just in finances, but in influence, impact, and legacy. That's the power of two hearts aligned under one purpose. So never feel discouraged if you and your partner are still building. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. The struggle you're in now is the foundation for the success you'll celebrate later. Every season of sacrifice is setting you up for a harvest of abundance. True wealth is not found in what you inherit, it's found in what you invest in each other. When love and purpose unite, when faith becomes your foundation, when hard work becomes your shared language, no obstacle can stop you. Because what God joins together and blesses through effort and unity will stand strong for generations. True wealth isn't given, it's grown. And the greatest riches you'll ever have are the ones you build hand in hand, heart to heart, and faith to faith. Couples who grow together stay together. Every strong relationship is built not on perfection, but on progress. It's not about finding someone who has it all together. It's about finding someone who is willing to grow together with you. When two people share the same faith, goals, and determination, they form a bond that no storm can break. Couples who grow together stay together. Growth doesn't always come in easy seasons. Sometimes it comes through challenges, through financial struggles, through disagreements, through days when things don't go as planned. But those very moments are where love deepens. When you refuse to give up on each other, even when life tests your patience and strength, your relationship matures. You learn to communicate better, to forgive faster, and to believe stronger. Growth happens when both people are willing to become better, not for themselves alone, but for each other. A couple that prays together learns to see through God's eyes. They don't just focus on what's wrong, they look at what God is teaching them through the struggle. Every challenge becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes a setup for something greater. As the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 4:9-10, two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. That's the power of partnership. One lifts while the other leads, one believes while the other battles, and together they rise. When you grow together, your hearts align with a shared purpose. You start dreaming bigger dreams, setting higher goals, and walking in divine unity. The victories become sweeter because you earned them together. The love becomes deeper because it was tested and proven true. And that's what makes your relationship rich, not the wealth you hold, but the journey you've shared. So my friends, don't chase a partner who already has everything. Choose someone who believes that together with God you can build anything. Because when two hearts grow together in faith, humility, and perseverance, they don't just stay together, they thrive together. In the end, true love isn't about finding riches, it's about creating not just financial riches, but spiritual, emotional, and generational wealth. So build in love, grow in faith, and rise in purpose together. Because the couple that grows together stays together and shines forever.